All right, we're red light, baby, red light, baby. Keep it down.
Something's got a hold on me lately. No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm having a blast, man. We just flew in a couple hours ago, but liking it. We had a good lunch, and not as good as previously anticipated, but we're here, baby. Yeah, I think I'd been writing for like 4 years on just writing a record for my first album. It's quite weird. We did a camp, like a writing camp for about 4 or 5 days back in February, and really like 5 of the 10 songs on it kind of came from that. It was like in this nice 4 or 5 day period. I think I was just going through something that it all really started to fall together and come into place. And my manager Luke at the time, I think we waited till like the last minute where it was like, all right, man, it's time to figure out the songs and get the track list together. And it was like very, very last minute. I think everything just kind of put its hand up and fell into place in the order that it was kind of supposed to be. And I was going through something at the time, and I think it just kind of spoke to me. Things just rose their hand in the right way, and the track list kind of made its way. I wanted to start the album with Some Things I'll Never Know and end on Evergreen, because I felt like they were a cohesive thing, and so I think everything else was just kind of telling the story in between. I feel like it just fell into place the way it was supposed to, and I could be sad in real life, but thank God I have an outlet to do this, Yeah, it's very sad too. I have, you can definitely tell it's a little bit about heartbreak, a little bit about a relationship, but it's great to have an outlet to get that out and to talk about that and be able to be vulnerable to people. It's a very wonderful thing. I'm very grateful. No, I think I've always been like that. My father is my biggest hero in the world. He's always made it very clear to us that being emotional and emotionally intelligent and being honest with your feelings and coming forward about your feelings and what you feel and stating your intentions and being intentional and clear was the way to live your life and the way to walk through life. I think my issue, if anything, is being overly sensitive, and being way too much of an emotional toddler, I like to call myself. But I never had an issue with being honest or vulnerable to people. Humanity in general, I think if we were all just honest about our intentions and our feelings and we're able to speak openly about where we're at in our life, then we could be a whole lot better off. I think people are very guarded and very scared to speak and feel like some sort of vulnerability is weakness in a way, and I think that's just the wrong way to live. I get to see this firsthand activated every day when we do like meet and greets with people, or I get to hear from fans. It's because of like my vulnerability to talk about what I went through and share it with people that I think probably shouldn't even care, but they do. I get to feel not only heard and seen and loved, but I also get to experience how they get a also safe place to open up and be like, just because you did that, it gave me this opportunity and this place to feel like I'm allowed to do that and I'm allowed to be open and vulnerable. And I see something that I just maybe have wrote about a girl that broke my heart. I get to hear people be like, you got me through my divorce after 20 years, or this person passed away in my life and you really got me through this moment in my life. And it makes all my pain very necessary and not in vain. Just talking about what I went through and connecting with people on that way, I think it gives justification to the things that I went through in my life and all the trauma I faced. It's very justified, and it was very necessary now. I'm very grateful that I get to have necessary evil in my life, and it became necessary, and I gave a reason for it to have existed and to help and to heal myself and people. To speak on that, I think that's what that song's done for me a lot of ways. It's given me some acceptance. It could be a significant other, or it could be a friend of yours. And when people walk out of your life, they just leave. And sometimes they're just gone from your life, and you could have such a connection with them. Even a significant other, you could have this whole life with this person, playing house with this person, building a whole life with this person, and all of a sudden the next day it's just like you don't know them and they're gone, and maybe they just walked out. And you have to reconcile within yourself, like, why would they think that their life would be better off without you? And even that thought is kind of so ego driven to be like, I love you so much, why would you think your life would be better without me? And in reality, like, I know it's cliche to say, but if you really love somebody, you should just hope the best for them, and whatever decision they make is best for them. It's just up to you to like accept and reconcile within yourself. And it's never about them calling you and saying, this is what happened or this is what you did wrong. You can even see sometimes people just need space too, which I've been learning as I get older too, that space is such a hard thing for me to conceptualize when people want space, because I'm always like, I see something's going on. Like, can you just tell me what's going on? You'd be so surprised if you just tell me honestly what's happening, like how willing I am to accept that. But I think people just have this issue of being honest and being open about where they're at. And I blame myself for a lot of things when people walk walk out of my life, or I'm left to question or wonder why this happened or what happened, and they're never going to be the one to give me the closure that I need. And it's so also silly, I think, in a way, to think I deserve closure and they owe me some explanation of why they left. We're all the center of every experience that we have. We're the center of, and we're like the lead role of our own movie, and everybody's a supporting role. And so we reconcile and we accept that people are gone, and we try to just have to accept it within ourselves and try to give ourselves our own version of closure and move on and move differently and understand that I hope whatever they're looking for is what they get. And I think that song for me has been something that's really been a champion in my life for acceptance and for my own personal closure and reconciliation. I'll be back in April, yeah. Safety and support, and I think just creating a safe place is the best thing that you can do. I always feel like, and I get to do this with my best friends in the world. I've known my whole life. Those guys you just saw, they're my family, and I've been with them my entire life. I'm very fortunate enough. I always say it when I'm on stage. I feel like it's kind of like my living room, and when I'm in my living room, I figuratively, of course, walk around butt naked. And if you don't want to see me butt naked, don't come to my house. You know what I mean? I just want to open up a door for somebody to just come and exist in this family. We can all share our feelings and we can all openly discuss how we feel and be vulnerable. And I think when I'm here, anybody that comes in, I hope that they feel that safety and that safe place, that vulnerability to just be able to be themselves and just authentically freak freely. You know what I'm saying?
I'm falling